Spanning over 6 centuries, the Ottoman Empire stood as one of the most powerful and enduring empires in world history. From its humble beginnings in the Anatolian plains to ruling vast territories across Europe, Asia, and Africa, the Ottomans shaped global history. But how did it rise, and why did it fall? This is the story of the Ottoman Empire. The story begins around 1299 in what is now northwestern Turkey. A small Turkic principality led by Osman I defied the crumbling Seljuk Sultanate and Byzantine Empire. Osman's dream was to unite the Muslim world and expand his territory through military conquest and Islamic governance. His followers became known as Ottomans after Osman. As Byzantium weakened, Osman and his successors took advantage. They captured key cities like Bursa in 1326, making it their first capital. The Ottomans continued their expansion under Orhan, Murad Bey, and Bayezid Bey. They developed a disciplined military force, including the Janissaries elite infantry composed of Christian boys taken as part of the Devshirme system and converted to Islam. In 1453, Sultan Mehmed II, the conqueror, achieved the unthinkable. He took Constantinople, the last bastion of the Byzantine Empire, and renamed it Istanbul. This marked the true transformation of the Ottomans into a global empire. The Ottoman Empire reached its golden age under Suleiman the Magnificent, 1520 to 1566. Under his rule, the empire expanded into Hungary, Iraq, and North Africa. The Ottomans ruled an empire that stretched from the Persian Gulf to the gates of Vienna. Suleiman was not only a brilliant commander but also a legislator and patron of the arts. Ottoman architecture flourished, seen in the grand mosques of Istanbul. The legal system was codified and trade thrived, but this period also planted seeds of future decline. Succession issues, over-reliance on slave soldiers, and an expanding bureaucracy began to weigh the empire down. After Suleiman's death, the empire entered a period of stagnation. Military defeats at Lepanto 1571 and the failed Siege of Vienna 1683 marked the limits of Ottoman expansion. Corruption, internal revolts, and rising European powers challenged Ottoman dominance. While still formidable, the empire became the sick man of Europe, a phrase coined in the 19th century. The empire also faced new enemies: Russia, Austria, and later Britain and France. These powers chipped away at Ottoman territories through wars and diplomacy. Faced with decline, Ottoman rulers initiated reforms. The Tanzimat reforms 1839 to 1876 sought to modernize the army, legal system, and economy. Western-style schools, constitutions, and railroads emerged. But modernization created tensions. Traditional elites resisted change. Nationalist movements in the Balkans and Arab provinces threatened unity. The Young Turk Revolution of 1908 briefly revived hope, but the empire was now deeply fractured. World War I was the empire's final blow. The Ottomans sided with the Central Powers and lost. After years of brutal fighting, including the Gallipoli campaign and the Arab Revolt, the empire lay in ruins. The Treaty of Sèvres in 1920 carved up Ottoman lands among the Allies. What remained was occupied and in chaos. But in the heart of Anatolia, a new leader emerged: Mustafa Kemal Ataturk. He led the Turkish War of Independence, abolished the Sultanate in 1922, and established the Republic of Turkey in 1923. The Ottoman Empire, once the greatest power in the Islamic world, had fallen. But its legacy lives on in architecture, cuisine, music, and the borders of modern nations. It was an empire of both grandeur and contradiction, tolerance and tyranny, brilliance and brutality. 600 years of history, now echoing in the minarets of Istanbul and the memories of a world it helped shape.